What's up, my cosmic gang? Y'all already know who it is. It is I, the Cosmic Prince, and we back at it. Virgo season will get your ass organized. I love you guys so much. How is my cosmic family doing? I know y'all like get back to the celebrity readings and the gossip and the current events, and I'm like, bro, I'm back. Fam, I feel y'all. I've been out in the world working on my own business, getting things set up for the channel behind the scenes, but I feel y'all. I'm with y'all. We are connected cosmically. I want you guys to know that when you make predictions and you do divinations, you got to give yourself time to catch up with yourself and for the collective to resonate with the messages, because the shit be deep. It be real deep. And I don't know if y'all been paying attention to what's going on in the ethers, but we had to get through the Lion's Gate. We had to get through this summer renaissance, these eras, the tricks in the trade, and the illusions of the heat. We have made it through, and we in Virgo season. And now that we in Virgo season, it's time to get connected to the body, the belly, organization, putting good foods in your body. And since we own Virgo, this is the Beyoncé Renaissance follow-up reading. Remember, my readings are for spiritual, educational, and entertainment purposes. Please, if you don't believe or you have doubt within you, don't take these videos as lightly or don't take them as full fact. If you cannot resonate with the signs, synchronicities, and patterns, that is the science of correspondence on a metaphysical level. These are just deep insights. I am not projecting onto the cards or the oracles. I am simply channeling definitions and information. So again, this is for entertainment, spiritual, and meditative, and insight, and entertainment purposes. I'm just reading the cards. I'm not proclaiming to be projecting or knowing for fact what I don't know. So, now that we got that out of the way, welcome back to the Cosmic Prince LLC. I am your hostess with the mostest, singer-songwriter Torn Floyd, aka the Cosmic Prince, and this is a safe space where we connect you to the universe within by opening your hearts and minds one lyric, melody, sign, season, topic, oracle, reading, zodiac, energy, color, and symbol at a time. Please allow the Cosmic Prince LLC to inspire your inner worlds by creating new realities. Let's get into it. All my alien superstars out there, are y'all cuffing it, baby? Okay, because you know it's been a summer renaissance and we've been on that pure honey tip. Ooh, Beyonce. I'ma just save those because this reading is for Beyonce, Giselle Knowles Carter, shout out to Gigi, and the Summer Renaissance follow-up reading. How y'all been liking the Renaissance? I personally like it. It's one of my favorite Beyonce albums. It is more stable and cohesive in its sound than a lot of her other albums. I know a lot of people felt like they didn't like it. They didn't know what it was, but we got the Ace of Hearts. I told y'all before in my readings, this was a passion project. Passion being used very loosely in the sense that Beyonce gave this album her all. She put more thought in curating this album because you know Beyonce is a curator. She put more thought and passion into curating this album than any of her albums because it took her the longest to make. And it has a lot to do with what happened with Black is King and the Lion King soundtrack that made her change the process of making music and making art as a parent, as a mother, as someone who views themselves as a wife. Beyonce really, really is focused on making music that her children can enjoy and grow up to. And that's the mindset that she put herself in because she was all around the world seeing very many different things on a whole safari trip while she was making this album. So this album really did come from her heart, despite what people think. And again, we got the King of Hearts. She was in her emotions. She wanted to make people feel something in their hearts without getting into the politics of the music industry. Aside from what the label want, the new deal she signed. Do y'all know that Beyonce was supposed to be done with her contract with Sony? And she ended up selling her catalog and her publishing back to the same company that Sony is in bed with. Sony Universal handles the music, the entertainment, but Sony really does handle a lot of the catalog and the publishing and the back work behind the corporate side of things. But again, when you got the Two of Cups, Beyonce was finding herself falling in love with Black culture. And she really wanted to highlight and elevate. When I say Black culture, I mean people of color who made house music, dance music. If you guys ever watch Paris is Burning or just the history of music, all rhythms, drums, all electronic sounds were invented by people of color. All the songs that she sampled were by people of color that had already sampled songs coming from the 70s and 80s, but also who originated the foundation of music to be used as a sample. I know people are like, the Khalees thing. I'm going to do my own separate reading on Khalees because she deserves that insight and that support. But at the same time, Beyonce just used her la 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 la. That's all she used. And because people would not know that she used Khalees, it was a theme on Renaissance to get people back into reading the liner notes so that they could go back into their love of music and history, arts, and culture. It was supposed to start a conversation about Black music and Black culture that necessarily hadn't been had. And with her respecting Khalees's wishes to be taken off of the song, you guys do know that the physical copies that were already printed will still have Khalees on there. It's the digital copies and everything reissued after that week that she had to go back in and change, which means that the videos or whatever she was doing had to also be changed and had to be remixed and remastered. So we're not going to act like it's not a process that had a theme, but Beyonce's not going to blame anybody. We got the Six of Wands in reverse. Now, it really came out this way, so I'm going to read it both ways. But this was a personal victory for Beyonce, but a lot of people are not going to go along with the message or the spirituality of Black music, Black sounds. Beyonce put Grace Jones back on Billboard. I don't see anybody putting Grace Jones on a record. I don't see anybody going to sample any of the samples that she used in the way that she did. I don't see anybody making a Confessions on the Dance Floor type album for Black music. And it was more strategic than anything. And people are still like, she won. It was a personal victory. But also, they viewed it as, okay, yeah, you won, but you really didn't. And, you know, that is going to affect Beyonce in the sense that she put her heart and soul into this. She was very strategic about how she communicated this album to the label. And now that I'm even saying that, the label is happy, but they want more from Beyonce. They want her out there on a victory lap. They wanted performances. They wanted a video. They wanted the monies that they felt they invested in, and they wanted a bigger return, and they wanted to show off. And Beyonce really wants the music to speak for itself. So there's a lot of behind the scenes things going on where it's like, hey, I made this album to be an album like the 70s and the 80s, where you guys spun the record and 500 plays on radio got me a diamond and got me top 30, top 20, top 10, all the way to number 1. She wanted you to imagine, this is very watery energy. She wanted you to imagine this album and yourself in the place of the music without it being so focused on her. If you notice, Beyonce has started to not remove herself, but make herself the mystique and the era of her brand, even with the Ivy Park drops, because she's been in her Queen of Wands energy. She knows what the fuck she's doing. She's still a queen. She delivered this to you guys as a king, but she manifested it as a queen. And there is a rollout plan. It's just very abstract and different than any other rollout because there's budgeting, there's finance, there's actions that she feels like she doesn't have to take, she doesn't want to take, she shouldn't have to at this stage in her career. And a lot of people don't like that, but they just gonna have to get used to it because again, she's talking to this king about, hey, this is how we feel you should do this. And she's saying, hey, this is how I'm actually going to do it. And if people don't like it, then she will have a conversation about that. She will show you guys that. It's just deals being worked out. The Joker in reversed. It's not going to make as much money as the label would have hoped for, but it is going to be a critically acclaimed album in the sense that she took a lot of risks. She took a lot of chances with this album, and they're feeling like if you would have just promoted it the way we wanted you to, it would be bigger. Because Cuff It is clearly the second single. It debuted at number 13. That's on track with Sorry. That's on track with Formation. All her records that have been put out since Beyoncé have had a second single or a follow-up single that debuted in the top 20 at the top. And Cup It's a great song. And again, this King of Wands, which is the label energy, is telling her, you got to get out there. What's the plan? What's the holdup? And she seems to be strategically avoiding them or doing what she wants to do. And she's looking at the options of how she wants to continue to release Act 2 and 3 of Renaissance, because it is a 3-part album. So we have to consider how much she got paid to record, to market, to mix and master and distribute this record, what singles they were going to put the most money behind, and how they were going to release the advertisement of this album, because it's just really been off the strength of Beyonce and her mystique. All of Beyonce's records from Beyonce, B-Day was a passion project. 4 was a passion project. Beyonce was a passion project, but it was her getting back to the mainstream, but doing it how she wanted to do it, like Prince, like the artist back in the day when you just put the record out and then you started promoting it. Lemonade was a passion project. The Gift was a passion project. Beyonce considers herself an artist, a vocal producer, a singer, sometimes, yes, a songwriter, but she considers herself an artiste, a curator of media, visual, art. Fashion comes secondary nature to her, but she considers herself as a producer, a curator, a producer, a maestro, a master. This had a lot to do with her children and becoming a mother, a legacy that she could leave, but also the communication with the public that y'all wanted dance music from Beyonce, y'all wanted pop, y'all not liking this album because y'all too in y'all heads to really appreciate it. Beyonce feels that the communication is on a minuscule level, but she doesn't feel the need to defend her right to make her art. These are the bloggers, the naysayers, the critics critiquing the record and the public talking about it, which again keeps her trending and keeps the conversation going as she prepares to set up for her next actions and her next era. Now, she has a lot of many different things that she could do, and she's really looking at her options to choose, what do I want to do? How do I want to do it? And a lot of decisions that she's making is undecided, but she's living with that energy. She's very content with how she put out the record and how she felt about the process, because she's really supposed to be out of her deal. Now, Beyonce got a trick up her sleeve. This could be a world tour. This could be a residency. This could be the visual package, because I'm feeling like this album is following the track of The Gift and Black is King, where there's a visual or a documentary or a surrealist film, or how she plans to talk about the album and like reveal the curtain. I don't know if this is a performance at the VMAs or not. I believe people have reached out to her and asked her, "Hey, can you do this? Would you be interested?" And she just kind of been like, "Nope." Like I'm not feeling that. I'm gonna do what I feel. I feel like there's been a change at Parkwood Entertainment with the management, with the infrastructure, but as well as Beyonce working out her deals, because I do feel like she plans to retire. Like she plans to, um, you know, transition. Now, I don't know what's going on at home, but I do see that her home life has been a little out of balance, a little out of whack. I don't know if her and Jay-Z haven't been living together, or because she's been working, she's been needing space. But her and Jay-Z have this relationship where he's not just her husband, but he's a friend, a companion. He's also a confidant, and he's a business partner. So she, being the artist and the person solely responsible for her brand that her father set her up for, I feel like a lot of things go through him. A lot of guidance goes through him, and she's trying to break away and just be an artist that releases. I think Beyonce is very, very, very much concerned with her personal happiness and the emotional fulfillment. Yes, she wants to go platinum, but she's very much in her "I'm not dead yet, but I'm done doing shit this way. And I'm considering my options of how to do things a new way that nobody is going to dictate to me, because I'm in my Queen of Wands energy." And so again, a victory is still a victory. Now, how big the victory is for other people to call it, because this was a passion project. And so Beyonce got from the Sacred Oracle deck, yours truly, made by me, balance and harmony. And Beyonce is seeking that balance. Going on tour for her was very hard after having twins. And again, she went on tour before her babies was one, or right after they turned one, and she had two babies, and she was recording The Gift, filming Black is King, doing the soundtrack for The Lion King, which was in her eyesight for a while. You know, they kind of gypped her on the budget for Black is King, which was only $25 million. It did well on Netflix. The opening weekend, it got 3.5 million. It's up at 8 million views now. I said Netflix, I meant Disney Plus. You know, it was still one of the most watched programs, but I think Beyonce is in that era of, you're not paying me the $50 million to get the 50 million views. You're giving me 25 million for the 3 million and the 5 million and the 8 million views. Don't do me like that. Homecoming was very much hard work for her. She felt things in her body and her mind that she hadn't felt before with Blue Ivy, because really her first kid, that was a blur. But when you look back at the pictures of taking Blue Ivy on tour, thinking she was going to divorce her husband, being honest and Lemonade, it took a toll on Beyonce, and she needed a freaking break. She wanted to wake up. Y'all know she don't cook like that. But she wanted to wake up and eat a bowl of cereal or fruit and chill with her kids. Now, I believe she'd make their plates, and she'd tell them to say please and thank you to the servants to help. And she works with the scheduling, and she's very involved in the planning of her kids' life. But Beyonce's mother worked and was at home. Beyonce's father worked, cheated, built a business, and was at home. Beyonce comes from a very structured home life, and she felt out of balance. And the tour was very hard on her children. It was very hard on Sir. He had panic attacks. He was, you know, he really likes being with his mommy and daddy, but he really likes mommy. He really likes being with mommy. And feeling that love from his mother, and he's very sensitive. And I keep it light when I talk about children because they're precious, but that's an old soul in there. And he a Gemini going into Cancer second house. Bitch, you better have your ass at home. And she better learn to cook. She better learn to cook and pick out his outfits, because that's going to be the one that's never going to leave her. And she a Virgo. Oh my God, he ain't going to never leave her. He gonna love her to death, and he gonna pick a woman like her. Rumi loves her mom. Blue Ivy loves her mom. They admire their mom, but they feel like she works too hard, and it kind of threw her out of balance. Now, Blue love her daddy. The twins love their dad. Of course, Sir got a bond with his father. Jay-Z is a very type of father where he's there, but he's a Sagittarius. So he really ain't there, but he's there, if you know what I mean, as a Sagittarius. He's very hands-on. He works, he calls, he FaceTimes. He actually spends a lot of time with the children when Beyonce is working. And so they always have that stable foundation, and he talks to them. He expands their mind, but it ain't nothing like having a mama home and the energy and vibe she brings. So Beyonce is dealing with balance and harmony. The universe operates in a harmonic balance. Even the destruction has a order in the process of creating and recreating. It is time to add more balance and harmony into your life now. I just pull the cards. I don't make the shit up. I'm not projecting. I'm just gaining insights. You take it as factor fiction. You take it. This is all alleged. I don't know these people well enough to tell you, oh, this is what Beyonce said. This is what's going on. Nah, knock that shit for the gossip column. This is divine insight, entertainment, and education. This is correspondence. So back to the card. Things can grow in dysfunction, so keeping an orderly flow will allow for consistency in maintaining things peacefully in life. Everything in balance, not too much. 62. That's 8. Beyonce is dealing with 8th house energy right now in Virgo mode. She definitely spiritually aligned this album with the summer solstice, with summer renaissance, making you fall back in love with black dance club culture, underground black culture, and making sure that those people share in the revenue and the profit by receiving royalties. She literally told the label, yeah, you gave me money up front to make this. Yeah, I'm going to make money off this, but y'all going to share it with the catalogs and the estates that you own, such as Sylvester, such as Grace Jones, such as so many people who she sampled. And again, she was really just giving love to Khalees, even though, again, y'all could take it as hate. You could take it as what you want. But again, it opened up a conversation about how Pharrell owns Khalees's catalog, how she doesn't make money off the records she wrote and sung on and contributed her artistic identity to. And it was Milkshake that she sampled. And it wasn't necessarily just Pharrell's ding, 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 ding. She sampled the la, 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 la in the back of the song. So again, she was giving up credit so that Khalees, as a vocalist, could receive royalties and payments, even though Pharrell would have to redistribute it because he owns her artistry. And I love Khalees. We're going to get into that reading. I'm going to do a reading on Khalees, definitely, because she deserves some divine insight and some divine love from an honest place. But Beyonce didn't steal her vocals. She didn't maliciously take anything. In her Virgo reasoning and her Mercury, Earth, Venus reasoning, she was trying to bring intellectual light and beauty into an artistic situation. But I'm telling you, Beyonce, this is number 8. I'm telling y'all, I just read these motherfuckers. These are just definitions. Alignment. Beyonce is getting back into alignment with the woman she wants to be. 8 is the number completion. Everything that is in order exists in proper alignment. To have balance, completeness, You need to take the time to align all areas of your life with your universal higher self, nature, and infinite energy resources. When we are in flow, naturally things come to us out of proper cohesion and order. Alignment is upon you now. Things manifest in the way in which it all lines up. Beyonce is hasn't been at home. She literally, by making this project, y'all know she been filming the videos, filming the visual project, as well as making the album, and she had to get inspired. She wasn't inspired. She was really like, fuck this shit. And I believe the King Richard soundtrack and Will Smith really helped get her out of this funk. Again, when you have children, and now she has 3 children, she probably been at home trying to get pregnant too. Now that I see this King of Hearts, this Ace of Hearts, and this 2 of Hearts, she was at home trying to get pregnant, but she wasn't getting pregnant, or things were not aligning the way she wanted them to. And so this project came out of that, out of where does she want to be as an artist. And like I said, it's a passion project. She didn't put it out like, oh, this gonna take over. Sony wanted pop dance music from her because they wanted a follow-up to Sasha Fierce. Beyonce has always been a Billboard charting artist. She's more of a traditional 70s, 80s artist where as long as it charts, as long as it leaves a record, bitch, I did my job. Now, if the label and the public want to push it up higher above the charts, by all means necessary, I'm going to do what I need to do to celebrate it, but I'm going to stop overextending myself. She's going to stop overextending herself because she wants to be at home. You know, like she, especially with Blue Ivy becoming a young adult, Blue Ivy is 10. She's going to be 13. She has been taking Blue Ivy out of the public eye to protect her womanhood growing up. Beyonce, you know, raised jewels. So her mind frame has always been family first, the unit first. I don't know what's going on with her and Kelly, but we're going to do a reading on that because something's off in Beyonce's friendship and sisterhood. We ain't seen Solange in a minute, but you toting around Michelle, who has been going through therapy, spirituality, loving and accepting herself. And Beyonce needs that energy right now because she's been the best. She's been an overachiever. Now she's focused on production, producing. She wants to get back into film. She wants the industry to take her seriously as more than just wearing a leotard and shaking her ass. Yes, she can do that. But again, all her contemporary counterparts at this age in their career, they did things differently. At this time, Madonna was doing music. She was doing Ray of Light. She was doing American Life. And those records were very different in the way she approached them, the way motherhood changed her, even with Prince and Michael Jackson at this age. You know what I'm saying? Everyone except Janet Jackson, because Janet Jackson is the motherfucking standard and nobody can hold a candle to her work ethic. But Beyonce has been that standard since she was 9. You know, she has been managing herself and realizing that she's a touring artist. She puts music out to perform it and own the rights to the performance. Again, she was supposed to have been done with her Sony deal, yet they keep extending options because they want to present this narrative that she's done greater and outdone her contemporaries and the legends before her. And it's a new era. It's a new foundation. They're not going to put $50 million behind 3 albums back to back. No, they'll put $150 million into you and you distribute how you want to put $50 million into 3 records or you want to put $25 million into 6 records. It's up to you and how you distribute the wealth. Do you want to pay yourself a $20 million advancement and leave the other rest of the money on promotion and marketing and radio? Whatever the label invests in, they recoup. And don't think that they're not recouping their money. from the sales of the song, the radio play, the public consumption, and the conversation. That's why they buy shares in every company so that they can track the ROI, return on their investment. But I just wanted to get a quick little reading in Beyonce, the Renaissance follow up. I definitely feel like this is going to be a new era for Beyonce. And again, she has plotted this all out. She has really understood how the game goes, what to expect at this stage in her career, and how I feel like she want another baby. I'm just speculating, but I feel like maybe she wants another child and she's trying to figure out how to balance it all. You know what I'm saying? I also feel like she's just been annoyed and she wants to get back into balance. She wants to get back into her heart space. But I definitely see that, she definitely could want another baby. She definitely could be working on, expanding her legacy. Spirit, just give me a round off for Beyonce Renaissance. What can we expect from this era? What can we expect from Beyonce? Just show us what's going on. She's definitely going to be abundant. She's going to be working on her wealth. She's going to be getting paid for her works and her efforts. And she's content with it not being so big. Beyonce, again, we all seen the things that she went through with Lemonade. We all understand that people like to attack her and blame her for things she ain't even have no control over. But whatever this past heartbreak is, whatever this was, she's coming into new thoughts about love, families, relationships, and she's definitely in her Three of Swords energy reverse. So she's getting over something. She's learning to let some shit go or a person go. I don't know, but she's working on loving herself, loving her ideas, and she's going to take the one good idea that she has and she going to go with it. Like I said, she been leaving some shit behind. While again, fighting other people's actions. She been defending herself behind the scenes, and she's been making moves that are going to leave her emotionally fulfilled. She got the Eight of Cups up in reverse. She has a lot of emotions, a lot of things that she would like to do that are passion projects that fulfill her heart space energy, that she doesn't feel like she needs to defend anymore because she is that girl. Isn't that what she told you? She's one of one. She's in her completion 8th house mode, and she's actually feeling more creatively liberated than she ever has, like an artist. She just puts the art out, and she lets the labels and the other people worry about how they're going to promote it and market it and recoup their money, because she did her work. She's leaving these 3 cups behind, and she's focusing on these 5 cups when she could really let these 5 cups go and focus on these 3 cups being her children. But I also see that she had to sacrifice a lot. She had to put a lot into this project while not being at home. And I don't think she wants to really do that anymore. Here we go. You know what I'm saying? She really, girl, she has not been happy at home with this nigga, with this man. And when you have kids, that's why she's allegedly on vacation right now, because she needs to work on her marriage. She needs to work on her home life. She needs to find her place within her family. She has not been emotionally fulfilled dealing with this King of Pentacles energy. She just ain't been feeling it. And even in Plastic Off the Sofa, she like it rough. She like that shit, but do she love it? She not in love with it super often. She been maybe trying to work on sexual energy and they just haven't been connecting. I don't know. I'm not going to make this about her marriage, but she definitely is planning the next phase of her life. The 3 of Wands in reverse. She's looking back at what it is she wants to do. She got the country album, she did the house album, she got the R&B album, which I feel like everybody's going to like a lot more because she hears you guys, she feels you. And It's just certain things she gonna do now and she's not gonna do. So expect a different Beyonce because it has something more to do with her internally than publicly. And behind the scenes, she's working on balance and harmony because some things have been out of whack. And every time she leaves home, she feels like it's a lot to get back into the groove of things. But she's definitely probably rehearsing for a tour or some performances because she still owes the companies a tour from the gift. She was supposed to tour for that. And it might be a Jay-Z and Beyonce tour again. I don't know. But I do know that she's just working on some things internally and she's getting some things right. And we allow Beyonce the space and the grace to work on herself and be with her family. She really loves her children and she really loves sitting in the bed watching movies with them, reading to them, listening to them tell her about her day, about their day. Girl, I don't know what this is, but I'm going to show y'all. We got the Queen of Hearts dealing with some emotional energy. The Queen of Pentacles dealing with money matters, managing your money, manifesting new money, calling in new money as well as calling in new love, but dealing with matters of the heart and dealing with matters of money. Her heart is focused on her legacy.